Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. Today I am coming on to share with you guys how I make this Bible cover. So I'm going to link the video where I shared my Bible cover with you guys. As you can see, this is one completely different from that video. And this is basically a cardboard cereal box covered with some scrapbook paper, washi tape on the spine to cover up the ugly cardboard look, and just laminated with some Dollar Tree contact paper that's transparent. So if you're interested on knowing how to make this, just please keep on watching. If you guys have any Bibles around your house that this has happened to, like this one here, it completely, the thing just fell off of it, the cover. It's right here. I got this Bible at the Salvation Army, and if you didn't know, Salvation Army gives away their Bibles for free because the lady told me they're not allowed to sell them. Pick this one up, and it just, as you can see, this is the original flap to this. What I'm going to be showing you how to do is to make a sleeve so that in case, you just want to switch it out. If you're like me, you don't like seeing the same thing over and over again. Well, there's going to be an easy way for you to just recycle, reuse, whatever. I'm only going to be making the cover for my Bible. I'm not going to add an extra notebook, an extra journal, nothing. And I'm so sorry I bumped the tripod. Now, if you wanted to add a notebook, make sure that your spine of the box is bigger or wider, I should say, than the Bible alone. Like, for example, as you can see here, you see how much space I'd have in the front, and then I can add a little journal into that. And let's say I wanted to add this book in here, right? I found this book in Goodwill, and I can't wait to read it. So you see how the Bible and the book would fit in here with this spine? This spine, I think, is 2.5 inches wide. So this was what you'll need to accommodate a Bible and like a journal or a book that's this thick. Make sure that it's spaced enough so that this doesn't happen. See, this is not meant for this, so that's why this is happening. But make sure you have enough space. Like, I would make the hole more separated, like maybe here and there, just so that this wouldn't happen when I put them together. So this here, all I have to do was grab a box of the cereal and I put it on here like so. I lined it up against this because I suck at measuring, but if you're a good measurer, you measure from this spine outward. So for example, my Bible here is, like I said, 4 3/4, right? Wide. So I would measure from this score line on the cereal box outward like so, and that's where I would cut it. And this is what's going to be the width of it on here. And then you'll have to repeat the same step on the other side of the cereal box on the width of it, 4 3/4, and that's how you'll know how to trim this. Now, to make it the length, of course the cereal box is ginormous, you just have to measure like so. And then I would cut it there. As you can see here, I gave it more play and I let it be 7 inches. Because of course you don't want it to be the exact fit because you want some lip to protect your covers. I picked this to be my Bible cover. It is The Creative Heart by Recollections. And I picked up my papers, but I just wanted to share the pad that I'm using in case you guys are interested. Took my paper and I trimmed it down to the size of my Bible cover. Now, if you notice, let me flip it on this side instead. I left a little gap around the main cover. I left a little, this is a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. All I did was cut off the remainder from up here. So it's 12 inches wide, but from top to bottom, this is probably, again, the measurement, this is the one for my Bible. You measure yours and you find out your measurements. Mine is like 7 3/4 and like 1/8, I think. Or I don't even know how to read that ruler, guys. But yeah, I'm going to cut these slits and fold it inward to give it a more finished look on the exterior. But on the inside, I'm going to be using this piece of paper here. I just lay it on top like so. Make sure I line it up correctly. And I'm going to cut it. And I love this little Fiskars cutting tool because it has this little guide here that'll help you cut. Oh, I cut it off like that. And then I am going to, let me see, make sure it's lined up correctly. You want to take this cover here, you want to center it as best as you can. And I already have like little marks. And what you want to do is do this number here. You can use a scoreboard. I'm just trying to do this and show you how to do it without having all those tools, because I know some of us don't have all of those tools to work with. So look, I'm just showing you. You just use that flap like that. Make sure it's lined up. And then you just come in with your pencil. And then you just draw like a line like this. And draw it out. Because I want to cut the corners. So this here has a like waxy coat on it. And what you want to do is get like a nail file and kind of roughen up the surface. And the reason we're doing this is because if you leave the surface as slick as it is, when you try and stick it down, it's not going to stick correctly. You only need to do this on this side. So if you have chipboard, that'll be your best bet. So you don't have to do this step. But like I said, I am recycling a cereal box. And there you have it. Just take off whatever residue may be left and do that number to it. Now, I come in with my wet glue. And you can use, you could probably use the double-sided tape or a tape runner like an ATG gun and stuff. But since I do not have any, I'm going to go ahead and just use this wet glue. And I'm not squeezing a lot out. I'm just kind of like, I squeeze a little out and then I just spread as I go. Just so that it's not all gumpy or glumpy under that paper and makes my paper buckle, if that makes any sense. So just squeeze a little out and spread like so. And make sure you align it correctly. Just flip it over. That's what we have those lines for. We just do this number here. You can varnish it or use the ruler. Just kind of do this number here gently because you don't want to mess it up like I'm already doing. So now you just want to gently do this as well, just to cover up and make that paper mold to the cutting or to the folding line, actually, not the cutting line. And just do this number here. So there you have it. It's covered up. Now to do this right here, you just come in with your scissors and snip it like so. I'll make a little triangle cut right here, just so that it can cut, close better or fold over better, if that makes any sense. Because as you can see, it's buckling a little bit. Now it's going to be easier, if you can see here, to fold over. I'm just going to glue them down. Okay, so I've already glued it, all the edges down, and your Bible cover should be looking like this. This is why I picked this paper here, because it wrapped perfectly around the back. If we cut this correctly, it should lay up in here like so, and it should leave a little gap around the edges. You have to score it, varnish it, fold it, whatever the word is, to make it take shape of the folder, and that way it can fold easier without buckling. So this should be good here. If I fold it, and there we go. I'm just going to go ahead and add some glue to this as well. And I'm going to come right back. I'm going to just glue it on to my cover. Here I am aligning it to the folds that were here, as you can see. And I'm just sticking it on down. It has the wet glue. And I think for projects like this, I like to use the wet glue because it gives you some time to play with the setting. I'm going to go ahead and just fold a little. So this is how it should be looking now. And you see, that's what happens if you don't cover it well with glue. But I think I should be fine. And this is why we want to make sure that when we fold it, our paper, we fold it correctly so that it doesn't buckle on us like this is doing here. So it's an easy fix. You just kind of like make the bubble come down to the edge and do this number here. And so yeah, of course it'll be best if you work with it while it's wet, so that you can avoid cracking the paper when it dries. Then you won't have no solution. At least here you can distribute glue that way and squeeze down and, you know, bend it into shape. So if this is done correctly, let me bring my Bible in. It should wrap on here perfectly. So yep, it sure does. That is how it's looking. And this is going to be our Bible cover right here. And I just got to come in and make the holes with you guys right now. But I have a piece of paper that I want to put in this corner here, like this. Now is the time. If you want to decorate it, put flat things on it, it's the time to do that now so that you can wrap it. I'm going to be using this contact paper here to wrap up the cover so that it doesn't get wet or damaged. It'll be like a laminating type deal. I'm going to lay this out. I want the front, the cover, the actual cover of my thing, my Bible, to look real good. Just peeling back this plastic. It's like a tacky cover deal. I'm so sorry about the crinkling. Alright. So now what I want to do is that I want to make sure that I don't get no air bubbles in here. So I'm just trying to smooth it out as I go. If you have a credit card, a debit card, whatever card you have, a gift card, now's the time to grab that. But since I was not prepared, that'll definitely help you get any air bubbles out if you have them. And of course, I think I may have used a little too much, but it's okay. So you're going to lift it up off the mat. It's very sticky, so be careful, because it will pick up whatever garbage. If you have any residue on your desk or bows like it did here, it will take it off your desk. So what I want to do now is that I want to make that same like that cut that we did on the other corner. So I'm just going to come in here and cut up to there and come over here and cut it slightly off, and then cut this way just to make a little triangle. And it's very sticky, so it would probably be best if you did this when you had your sticky part on it, the backing. I just don't think this tutorial is coming out the greatest, so I'm so sorry guys. I suck at making tutorials, but I am trying my best to get this out so that you guys can see it. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to stretch it upward like so. And just stretch it just so it doesn't get any like air bubbles. It should look like that. And then I'm just going to make sure it sticks down. And I'm going to bring this side down like this. And again, cutting into an angle like this. And this might be the hard part to see. Let me cut it that way. Just like that. Get rid of that. And then we'll do the same here. We're just going to cut it. Like, okay, just stretch it. Stretch it upwards here. You see that air bubble? I'm trying to get rid of that. So this right here, we just fold it inward. And make sure you don't get none of those air bubbles. Like so. And then I want to make this look a little bit nicer. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to cut it like that. And then just stretch it this way, like so. And just come in here and flatten it out as best as you can. And come over here. Do this number. You have to fold it back into its shape, into its place. So then I like to do this deal. I like to just kind of like ply it, I guess, or move it around. And there you have your cover. Okay, if you see, your cover is like practically done. Now all you need to do is make the little holes for your strings to come through. I have to make 2 holes, because if not, if I just have one, you're going to see the elastic strand on the spine of it. Now, if you wanted to, you could add beads on that if you want to make it with 1 elastic. But if not, you will just need to string it twice. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So, using my crocodile, you can use a hole punch. You can even use, like I used to do it, I just used to take my scissors and I would, like, you know, make sure I just got it in, and I will start doing this number and gently poke it all the way through. I'm going to use this mat as my guide. And let's say that right here is where it's centered. I'm going to make it from here, this little thing right here, to this little thing right here. This is the part where I have a hard time always, because I suck at measurements, like I've said a million times. And, you know, just as best as you can, if you're like me and you don't know how to measure, look, you just kind of eyeball it. We come over here. Let's do it right here. So you just come over here, put it inside your little crocodile, line it up as best as I can, and you punch the hole. Come over, line it up as best as you can, and punch the hole. You punch that hole, and you are done. I'm going to use this one. It matches perfectly with the cover, and I don't even know, I think I got this at Tuesday morning a long time ago, and it's elastic cord. I'm going to start stringing it from here and make it come out this way. So it's just like an in-out type motion. You string it in like that. Then you're going to string, I haven't cut it yet because I don't like to be wasteful, and I like to make sure that I got just enough, if that makes any sense. And you don't want to make this too loose. So now the benefit of you having a double strand here is that you are gonna be able to have a secure, more tighter Bible. So all you got to do is like do this number here. And you stretch it, because you want it to have a tight little grip so that it can grip your Bible. I'm going to do this right here. Just like this here. And just pull it through. So now it's pretty tight on here. If I get my Bible, where did I leave it? It's right here. I just open it randomly to like wherever I feel the center is, where I see that the Bible may be distributed evenly, and you just run this through like so, and make sure it's in the center. And if it's the right like tightness, I guess you can, oops, and look, make sure you put it in correct. Ooh, don't be like me. Just I'm trying to do this tutorial, and like I said, I suck at making tutorials, and everything that can go wrong will go wrong when I come on camera. And I keep shaking this tripod. I'm so sorry. All right, there we go. So, and what I love about this too is that it lays flat. Like, you can open it and it will lay flat, and it won't be all bulky and come up and stuff. This cover here, I just put this white paper because it was like peeled off, so You can totally add booking paper to cover that. Cut it down to the correct size and make it look real pretty. I'm not going to do that right now just because I just don't want to make this video too long. This is the same exact base that you will make to keep a notebook and a binder together. A Bible and a binder. A Bible and a notebook together. The only difference is that, of course, your spine will need to be bigger and thicker than the actual Bible itself, so that you can accommodate the journal in there together and it will have space. I have this baseball or page protectors that I got from Walmart a long time ago, and it's cut down already. I've been using these, so I'm just going to show you a quick little tip. If you plan on making this Bible cover and you want to have, like, let's say, let me cut this right here. If you want to have an extra pocket or just like something to stick like stickers in maybe, or whatever the case may be, all you got to do is get this and make sure that this sealed side that's all welded is on this end of your Bible, like so. And you're just going to cut it like a secretarial pocket. So I know, like, from here, I'm just going to go ahead and freehand it. You can feel free to draw this in with like an erasable marker, and it will definitely work. So you see, this is how it's going to be. Now I'm going to add tape to the back of it so that I can tape it onto my Bible cover, because glue would look messy and it would come off, of course. So just go ahead and put some of this tape on here. And this would be like an adhesive pocket, you know, like the ones that Target Dollar Spot sells. You could totally use one of those, or if you just have some baseball card sleeves lying around. Okay. And now you make sure you line it up. First off, okay, I have it the right way. It'll suck if I put it down and it was wrong. Make sure you have it on the right way. You stick it down, and that pocket right there would be so perfect for you to add, like, let's say a little thing of sticker sheets, and then there you have it. You have a little pocket. You can even decorate it and make it like all planner like, you know what I mean? Like, let's say I wanted to keep these little cute stickers in here, or if I have some like faith journaling cards maybe that I just want to use, and or keep a picture of my family. This is how you make this Bible. If you wanted to have the elastic that comes around it, you can definitely add another hole right here and string it through to make it wrap and hug it like so. But I don't want to do that with this one. I just want to leave it as is, like a Bible cover. And I hope you guys got the concept of it. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask, and I will do my best to reply and get back as soon as I can with you all. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and found it helpful. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. And I am so excited to see if you guys make any. If you do, please share it with me. I would love to see it. So until my next video, God bless you all and have a wonderful day. Bye.